Let's put a Titan Landscape Rake together, and we'll pick it up with a Titan forklift attachment. This is a Titan forklift attachment that uses the Bobcat quick disconnect. The only complaint I have is you can't tilt it far enough this way. But that's just the way the geometry is on the front end. I'll tell you what, I really find it useful. I don't want the pallet in the garage. All we gotta do is put it together. The total instructions that I got with this thing are a front cover page, some cautions, and operational safety, maintenance, keep people away, storage, don't store it where there's human beings, a really detailed breakout. Doesn't even show you how the parts go together. So blank pages, that's it. So I'm kind of guessing. That's kind of useless. So I'm going to put the two big pieces together first. That's what I'm going to do. And it doesn't say anything about grease, but I'm sure there's supposed to be grease between these two plates. So let's do that. That should be good. Now let's see if we can put this on there. We don't want it too tight, but we don't want it to flap around either. I think that's good. I don't know the correct procedure for these cotter pins, but I just bend them right over the top like that. There we go. Now I wonder, it might be a good idea to just roll it like that, huh? Let's see, I want this thing the other way. some welding going on in the background, so that'll be that noise. I'm going to put together this 3-point hitch structure next. There's no instructions at all. There's a parts breakout and they identify what the parts are, but they don't tell you how they go together. For example, the spacing. Does this arm go on the inside or the outside? So I actually have pre-assembled this to make sure it goes together right. It does go on the outside, so here we go. I'm just going to use this to snug the bolts up. I'll come back with an Allen pack and tighten them up. So just snug that into position and then we'll tighten it with an Allen pack. So what I did is I went back to their website and looked at a picture to figure out how this stuff goes. And the way it goes is, this is a tang. This is a reinforcement plate and it goes up underneath it like that. Bolt gets dropped down through here, and then each one gets tightened all the way across. Now I also bought what's called the additional wheel kit, which you actually can't be without. The only way to really be able to use this thing is to have the casters. And they show this thing right on the end. And that means that for the entire length of the rake, it has to be flat. And I'm going to move it inboard a little bit to give it a little more wiggle room. And I don't see any reason why I can't do that. And it's just longer bolts. So this is a repetitive process, so let's get started. We'll take this off. And there is a difference here. These holes are closer to this side than this side. If you try to put this plate up here, you can't get the holes to line up that way. You have to put the short side in, and then it works. So it goes like this. A few more to go. This goes 1, 2, 3, 4. So that wants to go there. So we're gonna washer. This wheel kit, you have to juggle a bunch of stuff to get it all to go together at the same time. So let's see if I can do that. The first thing we got to do is put this center thing in here, because that bolt is hidden. So what you have to do is put all the other tines in before you put the wheel kit in. So we got there. So theoretically that should take a very thin cut off, or nothing at all. And then you take these sleeves out to adjust it so that you just skim, and it helps you level stuff out. I got a lot of stuff to level out. So let's put it on a tractor. Hey, can you give me a hand coiling this? Sure, hold on a second. Just so you know, I have to adjust these bolts down there because if you don't, that's what happens, you bend stuff. So I'm going to pull it out, bring it back, set it down, make the final adjustments, and then we'll try something with it. Let's talk a little bit about this landscape rake and what I think. This is the Titan LRAKE6, LRAKE6. They do have another name for it, and I'll look it up and I'll put it up there. And they have it in 5, 6, and I think 8-foot lengths. This is a 6-foot length. My observations, it's very rugged, lots of heavy steel. Not much play, so it's pretty good. I've had a true York rake before. The differences I noticed, I think, is that they had 2 bolts for each tine all the way across. The tine spring is about the same as the York. It's heavy and it's got about the same spring rate, I think. The wheel kit, which is extra, is again very heavy. The tire is solid. I would like to have seen it a little bit wider tread. This is going to have a tendency to dig in a little bit, and it binds a little bit right there. But it's a sealed bearing and I can't grease it. Height of the tines is adjusted by where you put these sleeves. The tines themselves are very irregular. They're not bent. Like when I tighten these things up, before I tighten them up, I tried to put them in an even position. And then when you tighten it, it went into this position. There's a groove that it fits in. So I'm going to have to take a length of pipe and I'll just bend it so that it's in the right position there. And this one is actually crossed here, so I'll have to do something with that. This one's in a little bit. I know that's a little thing, but when you're trying to level the dirt, it's going to make a difference. So the next thing to do is to try it out. So let me go play with it a little bit and then I'll come back. Oh, the other thing is this is a crate that it came in, right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to lop it off right about here and cut it down a little bit and I'm gonna make a stand for the front of this thing so that this thing is at the right height, and I just back up to it and hook up. That'll help a lot. But nice metal there, we'll put to good use. So now let's go try it. Okay, I got a little ahead of myself. I'm real happy with it. It does a really nice job. I'm gonna have to straighten out some of the teeth, but I'll give you a couple passes in this. I guess this is like 5/4 crusher run that was put down several years ago, so it's got mud and all that stuff in it. We're gonna level out the driveway coming up to the house, and then we're gonna put fresh 5/8 crusher run on top of that and run that through the summer, and then at the end of the summer we'll put some heat gravel on top of that, make a nice driveway. But I'll run this up and down a couple times on this 5/8 crusher run to give you an idea, and then over here I have number 2 crusher run, and I'll show you how it works over there. I'm real happy with it, other than the teeth aren't level, and when I go to do the landscaping I'll have to get them level. Now I'll tilt it in a little bit. Oh, that comes gone. This is number 2 crusher run. That's pretty good size. Put 140 tons of this number 2 crusher run through here when we built the barn, and then we've had concrete trucks and you name it through here, and then we had a muddy winter, so everything got covered with mud. So underneath all this is actually a pretty good bed of this number 2 crusher run. I just got to get it to the surface again on top of the mud, and then we're going to put this 5/8 crusher run on top of that, and we'll have a nice driveway again. But all in all, for the money, that's a good York rake, or landscape rake, sorry.